Good day, this is Ray. Today is Thursday, April 10th, 2025. For me, another day of fellow medications. I hope that you, your family, friends, and loved ones are doing well and staying safe. If I sound a little bit strained right now, it's because I'm dealing with some considerable pain in my right hip area. Been dealing with it for the past 3 days. Called my doctor and going to go ahead and schedule an appointment to get an x-ray in that area. Unfortunately, the next appointment I'm able to get is in a few weeks. So I've got to deal with the pain as best as I can. And the way that I've been dealing with it is to use my cane. Try not to worry about the look of using a cane or anything like that. This morning when I went into the office, there was a lady that waited for me to get to the front door because I was coming in. I was limping. It was very obvious that I was in pain, and she waited for me. That was the first time something like that happened. And I looked at her and I thanked her, and she was just didn't really seem like she was just trying to go out of her way to do something nice. But I really appreciated the fact that she waited for me to walk through the door. And as frustrating as it is to not be as mobile as I used to be, in some ways I've learned to accept it. In the office today, I was using my cane for part of the day, but then I realized that we have hardwood floors, and I'm sitting in an office chair, so I could just roll around in that office chair to get from point A to point B. And that's what I did. I rolled around in that chair, and I had one other coworker with me today. We had a light staff in the office, but it's just it's crazy, thinking back to maybe even 7-8 years ago when I was running and jogging and lifting weights and just thinking I was doing everything I could to stay healthy to be where I'm at now. Having to rely on people to help. Like I said, I didn't ask for assistance, but I'm grateful that people have compassion to when they see somebody who's struggling, to help. And made me think back just now, actually thinking back to when I was first diagnosed with lupus, and I was in a doctor's office. Excuse me. Wow, indigestion. Even though I had baked chicken, so I don't know. So yeah, I went to a doctor's office. It was the first time meeting with a primary care physician, and I had got done with my appointment, but there was a older woman that was sitting in the waiting area, and I was already checked out, and I went and sat down. Drove there, and I sat down and just talked to her and listened to her story, and I thought it was amazing, to be honest, the life that she lived. And really need more times like that, just to sit down with people and listen to them, and really understand where they're coming from, and just to see the life experience that a person has. And like I said, I could have left earlier, but I wanted to be there to hear her story. Not sure what triggered that, but back to today, it was physically tough. I mean, this pretty much since Monday, since I've started experiencing this type of hip pain, is bone pain that I've been dealing with it, and it's hard to describe. It's like when I get out of bed, I question whether or not I can even stand up And so when I stand up and I feel a sharp pain in my hip area, then I take it easy, of course, but it takes me a while to, take a shower and to get my clothes on. I think this morning, thinking about it, it took me about an hour to do those do those things, and to get dressed and then head downstairs and then get breakfast made, and I'm learning Espanol, but mi Espanol es no bueno, so I'm learning Spanish, and so I did that for about half an hour. And then I said, well, I probably have to leave a little bit sooner for work because this type of pain I'm feeling, I need to take my time. The unfortunate thing about today is that I didn't have the necessary ingredients to be able to put together a lunch. So I need to do a better job at grocery shopping. For one thing, I didn't anticipate going into the office 3 times this week, but I had to for a reason. But I will be better prepared because actually starting in May, I'm going to be going to the office more often than I have been because my medical accommodation will be ending. But so anyway, I stayed at the office today and didn't go to lunch, but I had a decent sized dinner. I really shouldn't be skipping any meals, that's just a fact. But I skipped lunch today because I couldn't go out. I probably would have went out, grabbed the sandwich from the grocery store, and then ate in my car, but I couldn't even do that. It was just too painful. So I just sat and felt sorry for myself for a minute and then said, okay, got to get through the day. And made it through the day. Did a little fun trivia session on my job with like 100 plus coworkers across the company, and I did pretty decent on the trivia. I didn't get first, but I didn't get last, so that's good enough for me. Right now I'm just filling up my prednisone. So, it wasn't a terrible day. I got my doctor's appointment scheduled. I'm working from home tomorrow. Again, I'm going to have to rest this weekend, so I hope that I can at least go pick up my groceries on Saturday or Sunday. But if I'm not able to, then I have to just push it off till when I'm feeling decent enough to get out of the house and at least do that much. All in all, though, it's like a Groundhog's Day for me. You probably watch these videos and I'm like, man, this guy's just a sad case. In some regards, I feel that way, especially considering the things that I've wanted to do with my life and hadn't accomplished or done, not career-wise, but relationship-wise, family-wise, and financially, I would say too, considering I had a considerable debt back in 2020. I'm down from that high, but still have a little ways to go. Around 41,000 as of today. It's gonna be a little bit less because I made a student loan payment today. But it's I have to just be more grateful for the fact that I am able to be a homeowner and to make a lot of better decisions than I did when I was in my 20s and 30s. Now I'm in my 40s, and I am making all the right decisions financially. Career-wise, I'm still working my way towards where I want to be. And, I think that'll be a matter of time. I'm definitely putting in the effort to make it happen. But it hasn't happened yet. Yeah, so what is this video all about today? It's all about learning how to adjust, adapt, and to, in some ways, be creative. The fact that I was able to endure the pain at work at the office, and even though I had to sort of sort of show vulnerability and the pain, and sharing my honest thoughts about what I was feeling. All in all, I would say today was okay. It's almost 7 o'clock, and I filled my medications for today. I might switch up and start filling medications on Wednesday, because I want to have a little bit of space between this video and the Saturday videos that I do. I'll make a decision probably tomorrow. By the time I sleep on it, I'll forget about it. So I should make a decision today. I'm pretty sure I'm going to switch to doing these type of videos on Wednesday, so I can have a few days in between. So, almost feels like I'm having a hard time wrapping up this video, but I got to wrap it up because I got to get ready for bed. But if you made it this far, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. To post my videos. You can find me at youtube.com/I had not in my budget. As always, take care.